I had this idea to interview my fellow seniors before senior year started and after we graduated. So I texted a couple of my friends.
Angelica Verghese,
Ada Newmeister,
Erin Cosio,
Caitlin,
Fiona Liu,
and had them answer these questions.
It is September 1st, 2020.
the date is September 4th, 2020.
Today is September 5th.
the 6th of September 2020.
September 7th.
September 4th and school starts on the 8th.
Fully virtual for quarter one.
Virtual for the first quarter?
Virtual learning for the first quarter at least.
Fully online for the first quarter, but that can change throughout the rest of the year.
I'm doing remote learning for the first quarter. Probably end up doing remote learning for the second quarter as well, and then we'll see what the rest of the year holds.
I am doing a hybrid. It's like my last year of high school. So I feel like I should be in school as much as I can.
It's not gonna be like anything I had hoped for, but I think overall it'll be good. Well, I hope it'll be good.
I don't really have any expectations for this year because I don't really know what to expect because this is so unusual and strange, but I kind of will expect it to be very chaotic in the beginning of the year, especially for the first couple of weeks. Despite that, it'll still be a lot of fun and it'll be a very interesting time, definitely, and I'll try to make the most of it, even though it'll be very weird.
I feel like I don't really have many expectations for this year just because I don't really know what's gonna happen. I kind of just am going in with an open mind and hope that everything works out the way it should.
I know it's my senior year, it's my last year, and at some point that fact is going to settle in, but right now it hasn't, and I don't have any expectations. I know circumstances are different. I don't expect it to be good, but I hope it's good.
My expectations for senior year are that I make straight A's because I want to get in a gold honor roll and bring my GPA up. And I want to make new friends in the classes that I have this year and try to adjust to the new normal from COVID-19.
We're pretty sure that like chorus concerts and the fall drama club production, they're probably not gonna happen, at least in the same way that we're used to.
Not many things have been canceled. All clubs are virtually meeting now, so that's really strange, especially for like jazz because, you know, it's choir. The homecoming won't be happening like we normally envision it to, so we're planning on doing something that is reminiscent of homecoming.
Nothing was canceled because of COVID-19 for me. I actually joined a couple new clubs. I've joined Black Student Union Club and Interact Club to help with volunteering and just to get my community service hours up.
Honestly, no. It feels like it, but when I think about it, everything is basically just moved online, and there are still like clubs that I haven't heard about, but I guess I am just gonna see what happens when school actually does start.
Not that I know of.
Nothing has been canceled yet. I play basketball, so hopefully that isn't canceled because that's really all I care about.
My hopes for senior year are that it's not too stressful and it's an easy adjustment from going into school every day to going to a full virtual, because I am taking a lot of harder classes than I have in the past because I'm taking prerequisites for my nursing major, so I don't want it to be too stressful on me.
One hope I have for this year is to stay connected to my friends. Last year when school closed, I didn't really do a good job of staying connected to everyone, and that's something I hope that I can do this year.
Honestly, just to have fun, because last year was definitely like my favorite year of high school so far, just because I made so many like great memories and like new friends and everything. I did stress myself out so much with schoolwork. Obviously school is important, but I do want to focus on like other hobbies.
I hope that I'm not disappointed. I want to let myself take it as it comes, and there's gonna be things that don't go my way, and you know what? That's gonna be fine.
To be happy wherever we land in the end. I just want everything we're going through now to be worth it and for it to kind of make sense in the end. I hope by the end of it, we end with some normalcy, but all I really care is just that I'm happy wherever I land at the end.
I kind of just hope that I'm happy this year, happy with the decisions that I make regarding college, happy with my friends and my family, and I'm just happy we all did the best that we can to be the best students and teachers that we can be, so that we can make the most of this year, even though it's kind of crazy.
Congratulations, you are officially 2021 graduate.
Today is June 23rd, 2021.
Today is June 23rd, 2021.
Today is June 25th.
It is June 25th, 2021.
The date is June 25th, 2021.
June 26th, 2021. Not in the slightest.
This year was not what I expected it to be, but it is better than what I expected. I kind of anticipated the worst. It was much more draining emotionally, physically, mentally than I thought it would be, but I did it. It was also a lot more fun than I thought it would be. Also didn't expect to make as many friends that I did.
I knew going into this year that it was going to be hard, but there were a lot of personal things that, on top of the global situation, made this year a lot more difficult than I anticipated. So in some ways, yeah, I expected it to be hard, but also I didn't expect it to be this hard.
This year was not what I expected at all. I thought it was going to be a lot harder, and I thought it was going to be sad. I thought it was going to be depressing, and it wasn't.
This year is definitely not what I expected. I don't really know what I expected, but I think that eventually I just gave up hope that things would be normal again. But going in for the last couple of months was really nice, and I realized that some things were able to be normal again, and even if it wasn't completely and totally normal, it was like a partial comeback.
I'm very happy with this year. I thought, despite what it brought, it made me really happy. Like, this year was an amazing year.
I am happy with this year. I think a lot of things happened that needed to, and they kind of changed me for the better, and I matured a lot from it. I always thought everything I wanted to happen, lots of bad stuff, but I did learn from it, and it made me learn more about myself. I think I found myself more as well, and I'm more comfortable with myself, love myself a lot more.
I think that there are still things that I'm bitter about missing, and especially in the beginning and the middle of the year. And obviously, even the events at the end of the year weren't perfectly traditional and normal, but I think overall I am pretty happy with this year. I'm grateful at the very least that I was able to have part of my senior year and that I was afforded some of the opportunities to come into school and meet with clubs in person and stuff like that.
As of right now, no, not really, just because I'm not really happy with myself. I'm not completely, 100% satisfied with the year. Doesn't mean that I think that this year is a total waste. I think that looking back, this will be a super integral year in my personal development, personal journey and growth. I think while it's not the happiest year, it certainly is an important one.
I'm gonna be honest, not really, but I really do believe that everything happens for a reason, so I really wouldn't want to change anything.
I am happy with this year. I would love to have a normal senior year, but we didn't have a normal senior year. I think if we had a normal senior year, the Angelica standing before you today would not be who she is. I love who I am now, and I love how this year shaped me and how it allowed me to grow and become the person I am now. So I wouldn't change it. And anyway, of course, I would want to be able to see my friends every day and all that fun stuff, but I'm happy with how it ended, and I'm very proud of myself and all my friends for pushing through and doing it.
I missed prom, some of senior night. I went to senior night only for a little. And I missed a couple ceremonies that the senior class did, but I didn't miss a ton.
The fall play was canceled because things weren't really working out virtually, and the chorus concerts, we had them, but they weren't like actual chorus concerts. They were kind of just a playlist of videos that we made.
I've missed a lot of rehearsals and like drama club productions and just like being involved. It was just like very different from previous years, so it kind of sucks because those are like my favorite things, but
My basketball season was also cut in half, so that kind of sucked because I didn't get to finish it out in full, but I'm glad I got one anyways.
I talked a lot about homecoming in the last video. Homecoming didn't happen. It was canceled like 2 or 3 days before homecoming was supposed to happen. We were all really devastated on student council that it was canceled, but I think student council did a good job of like keeping the spirits up as best of a job as we could. All the concerts were canceled, and I get very emotional when I think about that because it's like I look forward to it. The 2 years that I was in concert choir, it didn't happen, but it's okay.
I tried to go in person when they offered it, so I got to experience prom and graduation, a good chunk of a normal school year near the end, you know, in the classroom. But I will say, I feel like there was a lot of the senior experience that just came from being in the school that you would get in a normal year that most of us just never experienced. And as a result, I feel like I kind of did miss out on a lot.
One thing that really made me happy was going to prom. I was a little skeptical about it at first, but I think it ended up being really nice, and I got to be with my friends, even the ones that were virtual for the whole entire year.
My best friend Rachel, literally, she is there for me through everything. And she's just such a positive and bubbly and outgoing person. She's just good vibes, and she just makes me really happy.
Getting to go back out with my friends and just like taking drives with them again, because we haven't been able to do that for a very long time.
I'm reconnecting with some of my older friends, and it's nice to find that there's people that are there for you no matter what, even at the very end of high school, where I'm moving 3,000 miles a day.
One thing that made me really happy this year was all the friends that I made and all the friendships that I was able to work on and all the friendships that grew and strengthened over the past year. And I'm very happy about that. I didn't think that was going to happen. I thought I would lose a lot of friends, but I made a lot of new friends, got closer to a lot of people. I'm very, very grateful for having those people in my life now.
The knowledge of the accomplishment that I made, that we finally graduated, and I'm moving on to a new chapter of my life.
My hope for this year was that I would stay connected with my friends at least better than I did during quarantine, and I think I was able to do that. It definitely helped when we got to be in person and we started having in-person events, but even just like having clubs online, I was able to connect more with people and communicate, and that helped my connections a lot more.
I did get what I hoped for this year, kind of. What I talked about in the last video about what I hoped for was a lot of happiness. I wanted everyone to be happy, but at the time, I didn't know that I was discussing joy. And this year, I learned the difference between happiness and joy. Happiness is very momentary, it's conditional, it's like, depends on the day, depends on the moment, depends on what you're doing, you know? But joy is eternal, joy is forever, joy is in your heart forever, and once you have it, no one can take it away from you, nothing can take joy away from you. So I was very joyful this year. I wasn't happy every day, like I hoped for, but I did have joy in my heart every day.
In some areas of my life, yes. A lot of the things I got, I wasn't expecting to happen, but it shaped me in ways I wouldn't have thought it would. So I did learn from everything that happened. Maybe it's not what I hoped to happen, but I did learn from it.
Not really, but that's okay. There are plenty more chances to get the things that I want, and I'm okay with not getting everything that I want all the time.
Not really, but then again, I don't really know what I expected. I'm still really grateful for everything. I'm happy where I am right now, so I did something.
I did get what I hoped for. It was very stressful and it was very hard, but I got what I wanted.
Hold on, I need to pull up the questions because I forgot them.
Sorry, the camera's shaking because I'm holding it.
That is one of my hopes.
Wanna hope.
I didn't think doing school for my So all the concerts were Kim. Yeah.
You have. Oh, I answered the question wrong. I can't say the answer I want to say. I can't say. I answered the second to last. What's one thing that made you really happy this year, right?
Yeah, for the most part.
Is that good?
Sorry, Emily. Okay. Bye.